Okay, so this is going to be a speedrun tutorial for the single player and exit path. I thought I would do this just because I like this game a lot and it could use a tutorial. The basic movements: you have a single jump where you can alter the height, and you also have a duck, but you don't really use the duck too often. So first thing I'm going to go over is the movement, because there's a weird mechanic in this game called flow, and you can see you build it up just by running to the right, and then you can press shift or space to use it, and it makes you go really fast. Now, in order to conserve flow, you could just want to tap it real quick, and you can see that pretty much uses none of it, and it allows you to keep it through the levels.
The optimal way to use the flow is to use it on the way down and then jump immediately when you touch the ground.
Turning around causes you to lose some flow, and also hitting a wall causes you to lose a lot of flow.
So in order to not lose flow in some of these levels where you are going to be hitting walls and such, you're actually going to use flow for the brief period that you are in contact with the wall or that you're turning around, because you can't actually lose flow any faster when you are using it. So that will be an important thing for some of the advanced strats. And then there's also going to be some wall jumps that I'll try to explain for the advanced strats, but for the beginner strats you don't really need to know about those.
Anyway, let's get to the first level. Okay, so right away you just want to hold right. I hold right in every single one of these levels. There's 30 in this game. But for the second level, you want to do a jump. So there's a little small period of time where you can't actually see the character, but you can control him. So when the screen is white, you actually want to press jump at that time when you're holding right to jump over that first block there, because otherwise you'll just hit it instead. And then for this one, just do a max jump height, and then for this ducking section, just press down right when you reach it. Alright, so the third level, you finally unlock flow, and now to do this level optimally, you want to just hold right, and then as soon as the flow, you're allowed to use the flow, which is the little, line you can see at the top, you want to tap it, and then you want to hold it. So tap and then hold, and then you should be able to reach the trampoline. Now for this part, you just want to hold up as soon as possible. And you'll go over the thing. And then for these stairs, so there's a weird mechanic in this game where if you jump over a one-tile block, you can actually do another jump. So you'll see he actually has this running animation in the midair, and that means you can jump again. So you want to do that, and you want to tap it pretty quickly. You want to do it like 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and you'll get up the stairs pretty easily. That's not actually the optimal way to do it, but it's good enough. Now for this next level, you want to tap flow like twice. That's what I do to jump over that gap, and then you want to just keep running to the right and using flow. So again, tap it twice, and then on the way, it's optimal to use it on the way down.
Okay, and now for the advanced or optimal strat, pretty much what you want to do is just flow immediately when you enter the level, jump over the saws, then flow, jump, flow, jump. Pretty simple.
Then as soon as you hit the ground, you want to jump again. Now the beginner strat for this level is just hold right and then jump over this, and then use flow when you hit the trampoline. You don't actually have to do that, it doesn't really save too much time.
Okay, so the optimal strat for this level is to hit flow 2 or 3 times and then jump over the saw. And then you're going to hit the spring while flowing, go up, and then let go of flow for that brief period of time where you're not hitting anything. You'll see right here. And then you're going to continue holding flow again. And then at the very last part, you're going to let go of flow and then tap flow once more. Kind of confusing, but that's the optimal strat. Well, it's actually not quite the optimal strat, so it is possible to do a clip through this level, although it's very inconsistent and saves less than a second, so it's really not going for, but there is a video of that if you want to see it. And, if you're going for world record, I guess you can go for it if you want to. Have fun with that.
Alright, so level 6, you just want to jump off this trampoline, and I hold up, and then you can land on that little platform and then go through here.
So there's a few different ways you can do this level. This is the easy way, so you just jump off the trampoline and then you flow. And then this is the more experienced way, where you flow right as you hit the trampoline so you can go over the saw. You got to make sure you flow at the beginning there so that you don't lose it completely. And then you got to make sure you flow early enough so you can get over the saws.
And this level is pretty simple as well. You just got to learn the timing of that trampoline jump and then land and press jump immediately. Okay, so level 8, you want to hold right and jump in the loading zone again, and hopefully you can make the earliest cycle here. And then for this section, you can just wait for that saw a little bit and then continue.
Fast strat for this level is you're going to flow at the beginning to not lose flow, and then you're going to flow continuously, and then jump over the saw at the end.
Okay, level 9, you still hold right, and then you go through that little section there. Okay, for this portal section, I would just stop here and then hold right, so you enter the portal, and you're moving to the right.
Okay, so there's also a couple different strats you can do on this level. This one is the easier one, so you can flow, and then when you hit the wall, you hit left, and then you hit right and flow, and you go through the portal, and then hopefully through the rest of the level. The other strat is if you have enough flow, you can flow at the beginning so that you don't lose all of your flow, and then flow once before you hit the portal, then jump immediately when you get out of the portal, and then you can do a flow double jump when you hit the wall and go over it, and then this saves about a second. Obviously you want to flow there. But a quick explanation for flow double jumps. So pretty much what happens is you just clip into the block and you get the running animation, and you can actually do not one but two more jumps after that. So you have to be going at a faster speed, so you have to use flow, and then it depends on where you are or how far away you are from the wall, but there's like two different distances you can be away from the wall. There's like a shorter distance and then a longer distance, and either one will work. But the point is you just have to be using flow, and then you just have to jump at the wall and kind of hope.
Alright, level 10 is another level where you have to jump immediately during the loading zones, and then you want to fall into this little section below and continue going, and then you want to hold flow as soon as you can to make it through that section. And then you're going to jump through this portal, hold right, jump as late as you can, and then you can just run off that section, as long as you do the max height jump.
Okay, level 10, there's a whole bunch of different strats you can do, but this is the one that I use. So you want to do a double jump off of those blocks. So you want to hold right, and then you want to jump off the right block, and then you want to jump off the left block to get on top. Then you want to flow as soon as you get enough flow, and then jump. It's a pretty precise jump to get over that, but it does save a pretty decent amount of time. The other strat is this one. So if you have enough flow, you can flow at the beginning, and then you just got to bonk on the block, and then somehow you'll avoid the laser. Then you have to slow down for the saw, and then do a flow double jump over that wall.
Level 11 is pretty simple. You can just jump into that little section and then continue running right. Of course, during all these sections you can use flow whenever you want to. It's just you gotta kind of get a feel for when you want to.
And then here's just a quick look at the optimal way to do the level 11.
Level 11, you want to just run, and then for this trampoline, it takes some getting used to, but you want to hit left and jump pretty much immediately when you touch the trampoline. And then you can fly up to this section, or if you want, you can go to this section. Doesn't really matter. Then when we get to here, you can just do a full jump from the edge of this platform, and then jump, and then you're going to have to do a slight turnaround there.
So this is the easier strat. I jump and then land on the trampoline. I didn't say that before, but that's the easier way to do it. And the advanced strat is to do a flow double jump there, and optimally you want to get on top of that shelf. Alright, for this level you want to jump right, jump over that saw, and then you can jump down below here, jump off that trampoline, and you're good. Okay, and then here's just the slightly better version of doing this level. And then this is the optimal way to do this level.
Okay, for level 14, there is a trick you can learn right here, if you want to, where you do a double jump over this thing. So you hold left, you jump, and then you do another jump right afterwards, but you also have to hit right. So like that. And that actually gets you up there. It takes some practice to get used to, so you don't have to learn if you don't want to. Otherwise you can just go down here, up over this, and then you're going to have to hit flow a few times to make it over that platform. For here you can just hold right, you can jump to get through that little section with the treadmill, and then you can...
So here's how you do the level with that trick. You can just flow when you reach that top, and then flow through that area instead of jumping. And then the fast strat, it's actually not too difficult. You want to turn left, and then you want to turn right and jump immediately when you do that, and it actually gets the wall jump very consistently.
Do the same. This one, you can go into that little corner, and then just continue right. You can flow and jump over that if you want to.
So if you can save enough flow from the previous level, you just want to flow through the beginning, and then you actually don't have to worry about the laser. And then you can just flow through the rest of the level as well. These two levels are pretty straightforward. You just, hold right and do the jumps at the right time. Just make sure you go above that section because you don't want to just go to the right.
For this level you can hold right, and then you'll just be running into this wall. You can jump up, then do a short hop over the saw and just hold right, and then you're going to have to short hop over all of these things.
So the fast right here, you just want to flow at the beginning. There's not too much else to say. I feel like most of the stuff you just kind of have to try for yourself before you get a feeling for it.
Alright, for level 19, you just want to hold right, and then you want to hold flow as soon as possible, and then you should be able to make it up there. Jump, and then hold left. For here, you can actually, you don't have to hold down or anything.
Okay, so you want to flow at the beginning here, and then you want to hit the trampoline and hit left, and then you want to hit flow near the top, so that you don't lose your flow, because otherwise you will lose some. And then just flow over the top of the level and jump.
And you can just jump up these.
Okay, you want to continue holding right for level 20, and then you just gotta kind of learn the timing for how long you want to hold jump when you hit that trampoline. Now you want to tap flow on the way down and kind of conserve it, and then jump to maintain your speed for these next two levels. And then for level 23, the easy strat is to wait for this spike here, and then to jump through this, and hopefully make this cycle on those spikes. So you should save a small amount of flow from level 23 so you can flow under those saws. Then you want to wait just a little bit, and then make this exact cycle on those saws to get through the level. The optimal strat for level 24 involves doing a flow double jump, so you have to squeak in between those axes there, and then hopefully you can get the wall jump animation, and then do a double jump after that.
Okay, for level 26, I hold right, and then I actually walk left on the treadmill, and then hold right. And it should actually make you get into the one tile gap consistently. So, left, right, there you go. So this is another shortcut that I would learn, so you can jump off of this trampoline, and then for this trampoline, you just want to hold right and up for as long as you can, and then you can use flow as soon as possible.
So the optimal strat here, you want to hit left as soon as you hit the trampoline, and so you don't lose your flow. For level 27, there's a couple different strats you can do, but I would recommend learning the shortcut at the beginning, so you use that trampoline to go up above to the teleporter there. Now, in order to do this successfully, you hold right, and then you want to press jump and left right when you hit the trampoline. So a common mistake for me is to actually jump over the trampoline, but you want to hit up and left immediately. Okay, here's kind of the easy version of the shortcut in the level, where you just hold right and go through it. And then here's the more advanced strat, where you do the flow double jump over that wall instead. And there's no real setup for that one, just gotta do it. For level 28, you want to be holding right, and then on the trampoline you want to immediately hold jump and left, and then you want to use flow as soon as possible. And then you're going to jump over the first saw and go underneath the second, and then just keep short hopping on the platforms, and you'll have to wait for the axe at the end. Now here is the slightly faster version of that. You still jump over the saw, but then you want to flow right there so you can get under the last saw. And then here's kind of just a bonus strat that no one really uses, but if you want to try to work into your run, you can do that flow 180 double jump there and maybe make an earlier cycle. For level 29, you can learn the shortcut if you want to. It's actually not too difficult. There is a setup for it, but this is just the normal strat where you tap flow a whole bunch of times. You want to duck under these saws because for some reason they don't kill you, and the rest is pretty self-explanatory. You just have to wait for this laser at the end for just a fraction of a second. Okay, here is the setup if you are interested. So you want to go back through the portal, and then you want to jump, and you want to be holding right and flow. And then you want to jump as late as possible off of the edge, and you should be able to get the little wall jump animation every single time. You are still going to have to conserve flow for the second part. The way I do that is I jump, and then I press left in midair, and you'll still be able to build up flow, but you are moving a little bit slower. And then you want to jump off the edge as late as possible and flow. That way you can make the second part. Okay, for the last level you want to jump during the loading zone, and then you want to duck into this spring to decrease your height a bit, and then you want to jump off of that exact platform, so the second gap, after the second gap, and then you want to do a max height jump and be flowing the whole time, and then you just want to be rapidly tapping flow or holding it if you have enough, and you should be able to beat the game from there. With these strats you can get a time of sub 4 minutes, so that's not too bad. I just messed up a few times in this run. Now the fast strat for this last level, you have to have some flow, and then you want to jump off the trampoline and flow while you're hitting that wall so that you don't lose it, and then you want to jump over the second trampoline onto the platform, and then you can jump 2 platforms over and then jump the rest of the way. But yeah, that's this tutorial. So I think I missed a lot of things and I didn't do exactly a great job of explaining things, but I feel like this game, you have to kind of play for yourself to figure out some of its patterns and such, and I'm not exactly the best person to do this tutorial thing. I realized that very quickly after I started trying to do this. But anyway, that's this game. It's free on Armory Games, of course. It's a Flash game, and it's got a leaderboard. The world record is like 7 years old. If you want to start running this game, you should. It's a fun game.